Welcome back to The Haunted Beard, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Today, I want to talk about the brand new Paramount Plus original movie that just dropped called Death Roulette. And just gave it a watch, wanted to give you my thoughts, so here we go. So Death Roulette tells the story of 7 strangers who find themselves kidnapped and placed in a room, and then they become a part of a deadly game where they have to choose one of them to die in the next 60 minutes. That person has to agree to die, and if not, all of them will be killed. And I'm just a sucker for this type of a premise. There's definitely some Saw vibes a little bit here, obviously nowhere near as bloody and gruesome. There's some escape room vibes, there's some Cube vibes, there's some And Then There Were None Agatha Christie vibes. This is kind of a locked room mystery, as these 7 strangers have to kind of figure out what the connection is between them, why they're there, and how to ultimately win this game. And right from the get-go, things get pretty heated as they start arguing and debating who should be the person to die. Should it be based on age? Should it be based on meritocracy, right? Who did the most good and who has the most sort of ethical value throughout their lives and things like that. And so it kind of gets into a little bit of sort of value does human life have? How could you possibly make this type of decision? And some of the things that I liked about Death Roulette, namely, as I said, I'm just kind of a sucker for this type of premise. I like sort of the locked room mystery. I just really like this setup of these strangers having to figure out what the connection is, how to solve the puzzle, solve the mystery sort of thing. I like that for the most part, the film takes place in real time, which is pretty cool. And I like that there is kind of a vibe of a bit of a stage play here. That does open up a little bit as the characters make their way through what turns out to be kind of this sort of like mansion house, as they are given access to multiple rooms. But it really kind of has this sort of stage play-like vibe to it, as it's all really within this one location. And I just kind of like that whole setup. I like where you just kind of have your characters in this location trying to figure things out, trying to solve this mystery, and it gets into this sort of puzzle. They actually have to do this puzzle and answer these clues to try to figure some things out, which I enjoyed. And along the way, as they're continually making their way through these rooms, obviously secrets are revealed, there's some twists and turns and some unexpected moments and things like that. And so I'll just say, for the most part, I had a decent enough time for Death Roulette. Listen, this is a movie that it goes by in 90 minutes. This is not going to really do anything new we haven't seen before with this type of premise. You're expecting there to be secrets, you're expecting emotions to run high, tempers flared, people pointing the finger at one another over who should be the person to die. And of course, secrets are revealed and there's twists and turns and things like that. And I'll just say there's a point, probably, I don't know, 30 or 40 minutes or so in the movie, where there's this particular scene, a guy's kind of talking and giving some information, where it was at that point that I was able to kind of figure out, for the most part, sort of the ending, or sort of kind of what the final reveal was going to be. And so it is a little bit predictable, I would say, for people who are kind of used to these types of movies and have watched movies like this. There is definitely a scene there that I think if you pay close enough attention, you're probably going to be able to sort of figure out what the final reveal is going to be. And so, like I said, for the most part, I had a decent enough time with it. It goes by in 90 minutes, and really, I would recommend this if, based on the premise alone, if you really like that setup and you really like that story, I would say that I think you'll at least enjoy yourself for the runtime of this movie. And so overall, it's a pretty average experience, but because of myself, I really enjoy these types of stories. I just love the sort of locked room mystery type thing. And so I enjoyed myself. I think it's at least worth a watch if you, again, find this premise interesting enough. So I would recommend it. I would say my overall grade, I'm going to give Death Roulette a 6 out of 10. So those are my thoughts. Like always, hit me up in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts. If you've seen it, what you thought of it. Would love to hear from you. That's all I got for you today. Like always, hit that subscribe button. It's all horror and thriller movie content here on my channel. And I'll see you next time on The Haunted Beard.